Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am going to share with you guys my tricks to shaping. And for this video, I'll be using one swatch stick to create all of these shapes. So let's go ahead and start off with our oval shape. So pretty much what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut off the bottom half of this oval shape now. So we'll go ahead and we'll cut that piece off, and then we're going to achieve this perfect square. And this is what we use actually for application, so we already went through that video. If you guys want to go ahead and watch it, I'll link it here somewhere for you guys. But pretty much you want to shape before you do your application. So super important, guys. Do not apply acrylic and then shape, because it's just going to make your work so much harder. So yeah, let's just go ahead and we're going to go in and do the coffin shape. So as you guys can see, I already achieved the square from one shape, which was the oval. We started with the oval, we cut the tip off, we have a square. From the square, we're going to transition into a coffin. So we're just going to clip off these sides. And remember, guys, be very careful here. You don't want to clip too much off, because once you clip too much off, it's not going to come back. So just clip off the sides just a little bit. And again, you can use scissors or whatever you guys have. In this case, I like to use a straight edge. I feel like I have more control than the scissors. So there you have it. And then we're going to go ahead and perfect this with the file. So there you have it. I'm just putting them together so that you guys can see the difference. And then we're going to go ahead and clean up these sides. Make sure that your hand file is completely straight. So you want to keep that angle completely straight, parallel to the nail, and just do that on both sides. And make sure that you're just paying attention that you're not taking too much off or filing too much. So there you have it. You have your nice coffin shape. So now we're going to move into a round nail. And I know we did start with the oval shape, but for the sake of the video, I wanted to share with you guys that you guys can achieve any shape with just one tip. Just narrowing it down, right? So now we're going to go ahead and I like to start it off this way. So I will go ahead and start filing off the corners by just filing both corners at the same time, if that makes sense. So just hold your file into like a 0 degree, I would say, and just start to take off those edges. And then from there, you guys just take it from the corner of the nail, so rather it's the left or the right, and you want to take your file and push it towards the center of the nail. So go ahead and do that on both sides. So the same thing you do on the left, you want to do it on the right, so that you guys can keep control of your shape. Also, another trick that I use is flipping my client's hand around. So once I've done the shape, I'll go ahead and dust it off. Make sure you guys are dusting off in between. I feel like the dust can get in the way and make it look a little different. So I like to keep my nail nice and clean. So there you have it. We have a nice round shaped nail. And then from here, we're gonna go into a nice almond shape. So as you guys can see, with that one swatch stick, I already achieved, I'm going to say about, what, 3 shapes already. So yeah, square, coffin, and then our round tip. So now we're going to go ahead and do the almond. So this is a beautiful almond nail. And here you guys want to take some of the sides off of this round nail, because the almond is kind of like, I'm going to say like a stiletto, but it is round. It has a nice round look on the bottom. It is in pointy. So what you guys want to go ahead and do is grab your nail clipper. In this case, I grabbed one that was nice and round. You guys can switch in between, just depending on what's the look that you actually want to achieve. I didn't want it to be straight, because this isn't a stiletto. This is an almond shape. So for this type of, shape, you guys can go ahead and use a clipper that is round. So there you guys have it, and it just helps you so much with the shape on the bottom. And then we're going to go ahead with the file, of course, and perfect it. Clean this up so that you guys can see. You don't have to make this hard on yourself. Just try to use whatever to your advantage to just create that shape and get it done, and make it look nice. So there you have it. And now we're just going to go ahead in with a buffer and smooth this out. So this is one of my tricks as well, to keep that nail nice and smooth. So let's move on to the last shape, which is the stiletto. And then from here, we're gonna go ahead and shape the nails that we did the actual application on. So now we're just gonna go ahead and focus from the center to the edge of the nail or the side, and we're just gonna clip off that excess of nail so that we can create the perfect stiletto. So I feel like the trick to this, even if you have a square nail tip, you guys can go ahead and actually focus on that center, so that bottom point, and then that's from the center to the edge of the nail. You're going to cut that excess off, and then you're going to go ahead and perfect this with your hand file. So it's super easy. It's just practice, guys. I can give you a ton of tips and a ton of tricks, but if you guys don't practice them, you will not be able to achieve them. So I think the goal here is to actually practice. So I'm giving you guys all of the tools, basically the tips, the tricks, and all of those good stuff. Just put them to good use, guys, and go ahead and practice. I promise you guys will see a big difference. So yeah. So there you guys have it. That is the final shape. As you guys saw, I was able to create all of these shapes with just this swatch stick. So we use one swatch stick to create all of these shapes. And I really want you guys to practice this so that you guys can really perfect your shaping. So go ahead and practice this, guys, and let's get into the shaping. All right, guys, so before we get into the filing, I want to share with you guys that we have to prep our files before we start using them. Pretty much, you guys just take a new file and save that new file just to clean off the edges of all of your other files, if that makes sense. I used to use, when I didn't know any better, like a used file and go ahead and just clean up the other ones. But that is basically cross-contamination, because if you don't know how much bacteria is on that old file and then you're going to use it on a new file, so you're just going to contaminate that. So let's avoid contamination, guys, and let's just grab one new file, save that file to prep all your other files, and that's pretty much it. So what this is going to do is avoid you guys cutting into your skin or into your client's skin. Everybody has, and everybody is different. So like, for an example, some people have thicker skin and some just very thin skin. So you want to be very careful, because I feel like a lot of times we get scared of actually filing because we don't prep our files, if that makes sense. So go ahead and avoid cutting yourself or cutting into your client's skin. Prep your files, and I'm telling you guys, you will be so much more confident when it comes into filing. So basically what you guys want to do when you're cleaning out your sidewalls is going up and down. So you want to shape at a 0-degree angle, as you guys see that I'm doing here. Try not to touch the corner of the nail. It's just basically you're focusing on that center part of the sidewall, and then you want to go underneath and clean that as well. So I would say rock your file about 4 to 6 times across, and that should get it done. Like, you don't have to stay there for one whole hour just filing the same thing over and over again. Trust me, guys, these hand files, they file much more faster than an e-file. I'm telling you guys, you don't want to overfile. So just make sure that you're paying attention to what you're doing. Again, you're going to come in here, rock that file about 4 to 6 times, and then that should be done. The second thing you guys want to go ahead and do after that is file right across your nail. So completely straight, at a complete straight angle, as you guys seen. And as you guys can see, this is where I filed completely across the nail. And what this is going to do is create a guideline. So this is super important, guys. That guideline is going to help you create the perfect shape to your nail. As you guys can see, I have a dent here. It is a lot taller on one side than the other, and that's completely normal when you're when you've done your application. So what the hand file is going to do is straighten all this up, and creating that guideline is going to help you know exactly where you need to file, and versus just filing just to file, if that makes sense. So I know a lot of people will just go in there with the e-file and start filing, and you don't even really know, or you're really not paying attention to where you actually have to file. And this is basically a guide to avoid that. So from the center, you're going to work it down the edge of the nail. And as you guys can see, it's already looking completely straight, and that's what you want to achieve. And then you're going to do the same thing for the opposite side. So from the center, work it down. And this is going to shape your nail in absolutely no time. I promise you guys, if you practice this, you are going to love your hand file much more than your e-file. I usually use my e-file to shape, but I do hand file first. So you guys will see in a second. I'm going to get into the e-filing so that you guys can do the same technique with the e-file as well if you're more comfortable using that. But pretty much I like to do hand filing. I feel like it's much more better. As you guys can see, super nice and clean. And notice as well that I did not touch the cuticle area. So you want to go ahead and just file across your nail. Forget about your cuticle area, just for now. And then we're going to go ahead and file the bottom or the edge of the nail so that we can give it the nice square shape. So a lot of times I like to start off from the top part of the nail like I just did, and then I'll go in and do this with my file so that I can clean it up on the bottom. So the reason why I like to do the top or the surface of the nail first is because when the surface of our nail is uneven, it sometimes looks like if your nail is crooked. So let's say if you cleaned off the edge of your nails first and then you did the surface, you would notice that the shape of the nail completely changes. And it's because sometimes the left or the right side can be higher, just depending on the way you laid your acrylic will make your shape look off. So that's why I prefer that you guys do the surface of the nail first. And then as you guys can see here, I'm just perfecting this a little bit because I saw that one edge was higher than the other. So by cleaning that out, you guys will see completely straight square shape now. And that's what you want to pay attention to. As you guys can see, completely nice shape and nice and level. So that's what you want to, that's what you really want to go for. Just make sure you're looking at your nail from each and every angle, and then pretty much, you guys will notice where you have to file more, if that makes sense, so that you guys are not overworking yourself at this point. So now I'm just going to go ahead in with my e-file, and I'm going to go in with a sanding band. So we're going to use the same technique as we just did, or as I just explained with the hand file, just using our e-file. And again, if you are right-handed, make sure that your e-file is in forward, and if you are left-handed, put it in reverse so that you have more control of filing. So here I want you guys to notice that because I'm cleaning out the cuticle area, I am using the front part of my sanding band. So that front part of the sanding band, go ahead and clean it out. And then here I'm just trying to get things in so that you guys can get a good view of what I'm doing. So here I'm actually going in with the front part of my e-file. As you guys can see, when I'm in the center of the nail, you're going to completely lay it flat. As you guys can see, you can actually see right through, and you can see that line right through where I'm filing. That's what you want to do. You want to keep that e-file that way. Where you're doing the tip, you want to go ahead and lift a little bit your file and use the back end of your sanding band, as you guys can see. And this will help you guys so much when it comes to filing. So make sure that you're doing that. So if you guys notice, again, for the cuticle area, I'm using the tip kind of, I would say, like at a 45-degree angle. And then when you work down to the center, towards the center, make sure it's at a 0 degree, and then the tip as I just showed you guys as well. So this is just a little guide to help you guys create confidence when it comes to using a e-file. So I really hope that this helps you guys. Also, you want to make sure that you're balancing your pinky. In this case, I'm doing it on the swatch stick, but on the finger that you're working on, whether it's yours or your client's, you want to use your pinky so that you can balance out and make sure that you're holding that e-file in the right angle. Notice that when I am pressing on the nail, it actually stops. So that means I have more control over the e-file than what the e-file has control over me. And that is very important. I am using this at the lowest speed. I feel like there's no need to have a high revolution, is it? Or a high RPM when it comes to filing. So just make sure you guys are in control all the time, and that is going to help you create more confidence while working with a client, especially when you're working around the skin area. And then, you know, now there is much more different kinds of bits and things like that. For the sake of this video, I wanted to share with you guys something that can help you guys as beginners. I will get into more advanced filing and things like that when it comes to like different types of bits further on along in my channel, or just, you know, soon with the new videos and things like that. I'm just working with one thing at a time and making sure that you guys get comfortable enough with one thing first so that we can move on to the next. So yeah, create confidence with your e-file. I think that is very important because your client will know when you are not confident and you are scared to actually file on their nail. I know a lot of clients, especially I have a lot of clients that have been traumatized by people using an e-file on their hands, and I promise you guys this is serious. You want to be very careful when you're filing someone else's nails, especially around the skin area. So create confidence first, and then this will help you so much gain confidence with your client. So that is very important. So yeah, I'm really happy to share this information with you guys. If you guys enjoy these tips and tricks, go ahead and smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you are here new to my channel. And also, if you follow me on Instagram, go ahead and tag me so that I can see if you guys are putting into good use what I have been sharing here on the channel with you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just feel like we can connect more through Instagram. If you guys have any questions, specific things you want me to help you guys with, go ahead and share that with me. I am happy to help you guys. So here, pretty much what I am doing is showing you guys a more, I would say, realistic way to file when you're working with your client. Again, make sure that those edges of the file are nice and clean. And here I'm just going to demonstrate that really quick for you guys, which is just used in file and go ahead and clean out the side of your file this way. So clean that out really nice and good. As you guys can see, this is the file that I actually used to prep my new file. So this is just a little demonstration. We're going to do this on each and every side, each and every angle, and then that's it. There you have it. So when you guys are going in with your file like this, you aren't scared that you're going to cut your client. And again, that's just going to create so much confidence with you, yourself, and your client. So that's pretty much that. And then again, go ahead and held that file completely straight across the actual sidewall of the nail. And then again, you can rock that file about 4 to 6 times across, and you'll see that you'll get that nice, clean, slick look. And then we're going to go ahead from the bottom and we're going to clean this out. Super easy. I shared this with you guys already, but just to give you guys another demonstration and pretty much, you know, give you guys a better view. I feel like it's much easier, you know, because it's kind of like a real finger. So yeah, I hope this helps you guys when it comes to shaping. So, and then when I meant flipping your client's hand here, my finger just popped off, so we're just gonna go with the flow. So now that I have the finger all the way down here, you guys get a better view. So make sure when you flip that hand over, you're paying attention as well where you're filing. So this just gives you a better view, and it gives you the view that your client actually sees as well. So that's why I like flipping the hand upside down, because I feel like it is about the client's view and not really our view, because we might see it straight from our side or our end, but they don't see it straight. Another thing you guys want to pay attention to is this bottom corner. And as you guys can see, you know, nice and shaped our nail, but this right here sometimes does bother our clients. So you don't want them to go home and start picking at this edge right here. So to avoid all of that, just go ahead and with your file like so and just clean it out. Just be careful that you're not taking off the shape, that square shape, or that corner. So just make sure that you are very careful when you're just filing in that area, and then dusting off will help you keep track of where you're actually filing and things like that. Now we're just going to go ahead and file this the way I showed you guys in the beginning how to file, and then we're going to go ahead and top this off. Alrighty guys, so pretty much this nail is done and filed. Now we're going to go ahead and top these off. And I just forward through all of that because it is the same process as I showed you guys already. Just go ahead and practice that. And then once you guys are ready to top it off, this tip of how I top off with my gel it's going to help you as well with any gel color or any gel application. So go ahead and clean the back end of your brush. Make sure that the access of the gel is in the front where you're going to be facing your actual nail. So when you're laying your brush onto the nail, you want to rock that brush back and forth to create a fan effect so that you can get that cuticle area shape. And then this will help avoid having a mess everywhere. So I do consider you guys start from more like towards in the center and then push it up. So here you guys can see I'm below that cuticle area. I'm pushing the brush up and then I'm going right down the center and then down the sides. So make sure that you're keeping that nice and clean. So yeah, now we're gonna go ahead in with the other nail that we filed, and I like this one because it's more realistic. So we're gonna go ahead again, clean that backside with the access facing our nail. We're gonna rock our brush into that cuticle area and bring it down. We're gonna go down one side and then down the other, and then here you pretty much have it. You can also flip your brush so that you don't have to pick up more of the product and then create a mess when it comes to applicating or applying your actual top. So, and this will help you as well with a gel polish. So if you guys can practice this, you will definitely get the hang of applying your polish nice and neat. And then there you have it. Go ahead and cure that for 1 whole minute and they should be ready to go. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you are new here to my channel. And thank you guys so much for your support. I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.